Hello, fellow dungeon crawlers. My name is Richard, and I'll be your dungeon master for today's adventure. Welcome to episode 4 of the introductory adventure from the Red Box Basic. Previously, the players rolled up characters before they united as one force for a variety of different reasons to adventure within the ruins of Castle Mistamere. Some time has passed since our last session, so to begin today's episode, I will introduce each character and discuss briefly what brought the characters together. Dew is a first-level, lawful good elf. She heard rumors of a group of bandits that have made their way to town in hopes of harassing and potentially even robbing the townsfolk. Dew wasn't going to allow this to happen, sticking to the alleyways and knowing the town's roads and pathways like the back of her hands. Dew navigated through the town as silently as she could, remaining unseen by most. The sounds of fighting drew her attention, and following the cries of pain and a barrage of strikes, she came across a female fighter engaged with a large number of rough-looking men. It appeared as though the fighter was holding her own. However, Dew didn't feel comfortable leaving the odds so heavily stacked against her, so she entered the fray, aiding the fighter against the unsavory bandits. As a hot-headed first-level fighter, Seline is ready to find adventure, though she lacks much in the way of experience in the wider world. She considers herself brave, and her decisions in life are led by first an ironclad sense of honor. Unfortunately for her, Seline often winds up in trouble due to her readiness to take action without much thought behind it. So when a group of troublemakers began harassing folks on the road into town, Seline took it upon herself to defend them. As the fight began, she handled herself with precision and exuded confidence that made the bandits second-guess their abilities. However, other members of the group of thugs were drawn back to the fighting and tipped the odds against Seline. Thankfully, an elf showed up out of nowhere to aid Seline in the fight. Though she took much damage from club attacks, she did manage to dispatch the thugs before they could hurt anyone else. Gilan is far from a seasoned adventurer. As a first-level dwarf, he would rather be down within the earth working in his family's mine than exploring the wider world. There is comfort to be found in driving a pickaxe into the rocks covered in dust deep within the veins of a mountain. A plentiful business that supported his family for a handful of generations now. One fateful day, however, Gilan's peaceful existence was shattered when a group of bandits raided the mine and abducted a number of his dwarven brethren. He managed to take out one of the abductors with a swift blow from the pickaxe. The force was so great, though, he found it difficult to pull the pickaxe back out. Instead, he picked up a two-handed axe the bandit was wielding and went out to try to save his friends and family members. Unfortunately, the bandits made off quickly, and Gilan lost their trail. After word reached Eldric of Alina, a popular cleric within town, having been killed by an evil magic user named Bargle, Eldric decided to postpone his training as a cleric within the chapel to investigate the murder. Despite having never met Alina in the short time within the chapel, Eldric heard multitude of stories of her kindness and generosity. Alina's death drew like a scar across the townsfolk in their peaceful life. It felt like a wound that could never be healed. Though Eldric found the strength to seek justice for the kindly Alina, and spurred on by his fellow clergymen, ventured forth in the hopes of discovering why Alina had been killed. He promised one day Bargle would answer for his crimes. Leaving the town alongside a shady-looking thief, searching for an evil wizard, he came across a wounded dwarf named Gilan, who had been attacked by a group of bandits at the local mine. They joined forces after Eldric brought Gilan back to full health by using his only healing potion. Finding herself not for the first time in a jail cell, Lita was given one final ultimatum from her father, who ran the jailhouse within the town. Do good or find yourself hanging from the neck, he would say. This time, she was accused of cheating, robbing people out of their money at card games in the local taverns and inns. She tried to do her best to weasel her way out of this one too. Unfortunately for her, the townsfolk who felt cheated were not buying it this time. While locked up, word of Alina's murder reached her through the whispers of her fellow inmates. This would be her way out, her one good deed: find the murderer and bring him to justice. She presented her case to the jailer, who agreed to let her out on the condition she only returned to town with Bargle in chains or dead. She joined up with a cleric of the chapel and headed out of town in search for the murderous mage. Previously in the adventure, once the party had assembled, they were guided to the outskirts of Castle Mistamere, said to be the residence of Bargle. They stumbled across a carrion crawler beneath the door of a ruined gate. The vile creature managed to paralyze the heroes in turn while taking heavy damage from the party's attacks. After passing his savings throw, the last hero standing was the dwarf Gilan, unaffected by the carrion crawler's venom. Grasping tight around the handle of the axe he had taken from the bandit, he brought the axe down with a mighty swing. The blade connected with a crunching sound, and the creature's body fell to the ground in a horrifying squelch, split in two. After recovering from the carrion crawler's venom, the group continued to the walls of the castle. A band of kobolds were guarding the castle within the confines, nestled up in a dirty makeshift campsite, something you tend to smell before you see. The heroes decided to split up. Du and Lita found a crack in the castle's wall, ancient and in disrepair. They set an ambush up with their bows in a distraction to allow the rest of the party to move behind the kobolds. As the first arrows struck a kobold directly through the teeth, the gates of the castle wall were broken by Seline, Eldric, and Gilan, who then rushed forward into battle against the surprised kobolds. In a matter of seconds, the creatures were defeated. With the castle entrance now unguarded, it seemed to the party that the castle proper was all but abandoned. As they crept through the dark hallways, it felt as though they were traversing an endless dark maze. Before they realized, a stench became pungent in the air, the smell of rotting flesh. Bursting out, a pack of zombies stumbled to the party, hungry for flesh. As their teeth chattered and their wretched fingers scraped and clawed at the party, the steel and fire of our heroes was enough to smash the horde. We left our last session with the group searching a tattered bedroom. Once furnished with fine plush chairs and a canopy bed, you find everything has succumbed to disuse and mold. What once would have cost more gold than you have ever seen collectively now is likely to be completely worthless.
I cover my mouth and nose by pulling the shirt under my armor up and move to the corridor to the right. I have a firm grip on my axe with my other hand as I walk to the next room.
The doorway opens up into a room 20 by 30 feet. On the northern wall, you see a doorway with a missing door. A stairway on the southern side leads downwards. All across the area are signs of crumbling architecture and grime from years of buildup in the absence of use.
In a whisper, I say to Gilan, you were saying earlier that you were attacked by...
Now is probably not the time for this, Lita.
It's okay. It happened at the mine my family owns. The raiders kidnapped a lot of people, but I managed to kill one of them to escape. They seemed well organized, as though their intentions were completely clear to them.
Do you know anything about the group?
No, I only know that the leader wore an armband with a black sun.
Pretty sure the thugs we took out had a similar symbol emblazoned on their chest.
As we're talking, DM, I am moving to the northern doorway while keeping a close eye on that staircase.
Heading through the doorway of this 30 by 30 room, you see more rubble and mess thrown throughout the room. Crude bedding made of damp and rotten straw is littered around the space and gives off an awful stench. In the northwest corner of the room, you see another open doorway. The door is smashed and hanging on an absurd angle on one hinge, through which a cohort of 6 kobolds streamline directly towards you, alerted by your conversation. The kobolds immediately spring into action, hoping to chase off any intruders. I need someone to give me an initiative roll. Let's see what the monsters roll. 6. Good luck.
I will give it a try. Maybe I can tie... Nope.
The kobolds quickly loose arrows in the party's direction. 3 arrows each are headed to the first 2 characters in the lead. That's 3 arrows for Eldric and 3 arrows to Gilan. They do receive a +1 since they are attacking at short range. The attacks on Gilan? Sorry, that's 2 hits. The attacks on Eldric now? All miss. The attacks on Eldric were all rush. They haphazardly attack, and all their attacks are wide and miss their targets. You can hear the arrows smash against the wooden walls. Now, Gilan, I need you to roll for damage.
This can be an end to my adventure.
Double 1s, not bad. The kobolds are traumatized, and they didn't fully draw back their bowstrings, but the arrows did find gaps in Gilan's plate armor. Everyone move your figures if you would like to move in this movement phase. Gilan, you are the first one up.
I am going to smash the creature with my axe. Natural 20. Get some.
That's a hit, of course. Roll for damage.
6 + 2, that's 8 damage. I bring the axe across the vile creature's head.
That's more than enough. The first kobold falls. Seline, you're up next.
I attack with my sword. 6. Not good.
Seline took an awkward swing and completely missed the tiny kobold. Eldric, what are you going to do?
I will take a heavy swing with my mace aiming for the kobold's head. 16. Not bad.
That's a hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. That's a 4 + 1.
You bring the heavy mace down on the kobold's shoulder. The beast squeals out in pain and looks mortally wounded, but its cries turns to a low growl as it continues to fight. Du, you're up next.
Du despises these vile little monsters, so she takes a heavy swing at the kobold's unarmored neck. 11? Is that a hit?
That is a miss. Du aimed for a small target, striking hard to cause a mortal blow. But the kobold skillfully stepped backwards to closely avoid the blade. Lita, what are you doing?
I do not have a clear sight for a missile attack, so I will stay in place and ready my sword for the next round.
That is it for the round. We need to roll for initiative now.
What? I rolled a 1. Maybe the monsters will roll another one.
A 5 for the kobolds, so they get to attack first again. One of the kobolds sees that one of his companions was dispatched by Gilan, so he rushes forward to engage the dwarf. Another monster rushes forward to double up attacks on Du the elf. Gilan, Seline, and Eldric will be attacked once. Du has 2 attacks coming her way. Let's see how they do. The first 2 kobolds roll a 2. This is an awkward attack and doesn't even touch Gilan. The next kobolds roll a 16. Seline skillfully blocks the kobold's attack with her broad shield. The final 2 kobolds rush to attack Du. Double 15s. Both attacks are near hits, but miss due to Du's skillfully dodging. This is it for the monsters. Does anyone want to move?
Yes, I will move up to get a better position to attack the kobold.
If no one else wants to move, Gilan, then what are you doing?
I will tighten my grasp on the axe and take a swing on the kobold that attacked me. 14, is that enough?
That's a hit. Gilan easily dodged the kobold's last attack, which opened up the kobold to a quick axe attack. Roll for damage.
Only a 1, but with a +2 in strength, that's 3 total.
That's a good hit across the kobold's belly, but the vile little creature is still in the fight. Seline, you are next.
I will focus and attack the kobold that is attacking me. Only a 7. What is going on with my dice rolls?
Seline is new to actual combat. She rushes her attack and swings wide and misses the little monster. Eldric, your turn.
I will attack the heavily wounded kobold with his gleaming mace. Boom, nat 20. Rolling for damage. Damage, that is a 6 + 1.
The kobold was just barely holding on after the first heavy blow. Another skilled mace attack caused massive damage across the kobold's small head. The monster will no longer be a threat to the villagers. Do, your turn.
Do will regrip her sword and attack the kobold that dodged her first attack. Great, a 19.
That's a good hit. Give me a damage roll.
8+1 on damage.
Do was determined after missing the little monster in the last round. The kobold tries to step side Do's attack again, but Do's reflexes are too fast this time. With a quick blade attack, the kobold's head is separated from its evil little body. Lita, your move.
Lita steadies her nerves and attacks the kobold in front of her with her sword. A 5. Not good.
That is a miss. Lita is not really a trained warrior yet. This is the first monster she has ever attempted to attack. Her tentative swing is easily dodged by the quick little kobold. We are in the top of the round again. Let's roll for initiative. The kobolds roll a 3.
Let me roll this time. Lady Luck loves this girl. Let me try out my special Bruin blue dice. 6, hell yeah. We get to attack again. Let's try to clean them up this round.
Would anyone else like to move?
Yes, I will move up to help our dwarf.
I will move up to back up Lita.
Gilan and Eldric, what would you like to do?
Let's finish up on these monsters. 16 to hit.
That is a hit. Give me a damage roll, and let's see if we need Eldric to attack.
Only 2 in damage with a +2 for strength.
That's not enough. The kobold definitely felt that attack, but he is still upright.
Let's see if I can finish him off. 13? Is that enough?
Yes, Gilan has not trained in combat for many years, but his adrenaline and instincts have taken over. Gilan delivers a quick, mighty blow to the kobold's waist. The kobold is stunned by the attack. The monster does not see the mace attack that ended his quick, vile life. Seline, you've missed all your attacks thus far. Let's see if your luck changes.
My luck better change since I have not done anything in this battle. Seline will let out a loud scream and focus on one final heavy attack from her sword. Attack roll of 13. I was hoping for a better roll.
That's enough. Give me a damage roll.
5+1. I was hoping for a harder hit.
The Elder Kobold has survived many battles. He is considered an honored warrior by the members of his clan. He dodged 2 of Seline's skillful attacks, but fatigue has set in to the aged monster. He is not able to dodge a third attack. The sword strikes clean and deep into his chest. His body falls to the ground. He will no longer be considered one of the better warriors in his clan. Lita and Do, you're next.
Do is going to try to calm her mind and focus on just her enemy. She will attack with a downward strike, hit some vitals. 19.
That's a hit. Give me a damage roll. Let's see if we need Lita to attack.
5+1. He felt that attack. Is the kobold still breathing?
Nope, great hit. The kobold is unnerved because all his fellow guards are no longer breathing. He seems okay with the impending doom because he does not see a way to escape. The blade strikes quick and deep, and the last kobold's body hits the ground. As the dust settles and the silence takes back control of the room, those who can see into the room beyond notice a statue standing in the center of the room. Another door stands opposite of the western wall.
Well, that was rude of them.
Apologies. Perhaps when we are moving forward, we need to keep conversation to a minimum, at least until we know it's safe.
Thanks everyone for watching all the way through. I truly appreciate your time. I'm trying to figure out this new format, so do me a favor and let me know in the comments what you think about the redesign and if there's any ways I can improve the next video. Make sure you're subscribed. This will show support for the channel. Then give this video a like and check out the next video. Thanks everyone, and I'll see everybody on the next dungeon crawl.